see the construction of our new of the health science building. Where did he go? Dr. Johnson.
I think we're ready.
Got you. I know that.
I think we're ready.
You ready? I don't do these on the screen. We got behind, but I gotta make sure. Just behind over here. Behind me, with the construction of the health science
We did a
building.
time lapse from beginning to where we are now.
That's it.
Dr. Walker, the graphics behind you, what you see in
Yeah,
front of you.
yeah.
That's
Time
like
lapse.
time lapse
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the health science building.
I got it. I got it. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I've got to brush my hair a little bit.
We good to go?
Good to go? Good to go. Good to go.
Good afternoon. I'll try it again. Good afternoon, everybody. This is our June 13th, 2019 meeting of the Tennessee State University Board of Trustees, and we now called into order. This time I would like to acknowledge all of our THEC personnel who are with us today, and of course our President's Cabinet, deans who are here today. If you could be acknowledged just by standing really quickly, we just want to acknowledge your presence today and thank you for being a part of this board. If you could stand. Yes, welcome. We also welcome today Ms. Jade Cooper from the Office of the Governor, Deputy Director of Boards and Commissions, who's with us today. Jade, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you. Dean Stevens, we would love for you to come and do our invocation, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let us bow. God, we're so grateful for this opportunity. We're so grateful and blessed to be in this space. We're blessed and privileged to serve this university. We pray now your continued blessings and your peace over everything that is said and done in this space. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Dean Stevens. As you will note in your board materials for today's board meeting, we have several items on the agenda today. Before we get into the agenda items, I first want to recognize Trustee Segment, who was elected by the Faculty Senate to serve another term as faculty trustee on our board. Excellent. Congratulations, Trustee Segment, and we look forward to continuing to work with you, sir, and to carry out the governance of this great institution. At this time, we'll need a roll call. So Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Thank you, Chair Walker. Trustee Cole.
Present. Oh, that's
Trustee Corbill.
Here.
Trustee Freeman.
Here.
Trustee Lewis.
Here.
Trustee Martin.
here.
Trustee McKenzie.
Here.
Trustee Mitchell.
Here.
Trustee Seckman.
Here.
Trustee Simpson.
Here.
Trustee Walker.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Thank you so much. At this time, we got the first action of our item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the February 21st, 2019 board meeting. And you have in your possession the June 13th, 2019 board materials for our February 21st, 2019 board meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of February 21st, 2019 board meeting?
So moved.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none. The question is on the motion to approve the minutes of the February 21st, 2019 board meeting as contained in the board materials for the June 13th, 2019 board meeting. All in favor, say aye.
McKenzie.
Oh, that's we have to do a roll call vote. So we'll do by roll call. Thank you very much.
All right. Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Aye.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the election of the board chair. At this time, I would like to open the floor for nominations for board chair.
I'd like to nominate Dr. Walker to serve as chair for another 2-year time period, please.
Okay, the chair has been nominated. Are there any other nominations? Okay. Hearing none, the question is on the nomination of Chair Walker to be reelected. It's kind of awkward doing that. Of yours truly to be reelected to the chair of the board. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Actually, roll call.
Again, we have to do a roll call vote for everything. Thank you so much. Go right ahead.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Kerbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
And Trustee Walker.
Yes. Thank you so much, and for the confidence that you all have placed in me, and to be appointed the board's first chair. It's been a tremendous honor, and I look forward to continuing to serve as chair of this important and very productive board. It could not happen without all of you, so thank you again. The next item on the agenda is the election of our board vice chair, and at this time, I would like to open the floor for nominations for the board vice chair. I would like to nominate Dr. Deborah Cole to serve as vice chair for another 2-year term. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the question is on the nomination of Trustee Cole to be reelected as vice chair of the board. All of those who are in favor will vote by roll call. Thank you.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Kerbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Congratulations on your reappointment,
Thank you.
vice chair. Thank you. Dr. Cole has performed exemplary service as board in a fashion that is second to none, and of course, we look forward to continuing to serve together and in this very important role. So thank you again.
Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is the appointment at-large executive committee members. Pursuant to the board's committees of board policy, the board executive committee is comprised of a board chair, the board vice chair, and at least one at-large voting member elected by the board. Members of the executive committee serve for a term of 2 years. Currently, Trustee Martin serves as the at-large member of the executive committee. With Trustee Martin's term expiring, we must make at least one appointment to serve as an at-large member on the executive committee. So I move to appoint Trustee Martin, the current chair of the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee, to serve another term on the executive committee. And Trustee Martin has served very faithfully and effectively and admirably as the chair of this Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee, as well as being a productive and important member of the executive committee. Is there a
There doesn't appear to be any activity in this meeting. If you would like to stay on the line until others join, please press 1. If not, I'll end the meeting.
Are you there, Trustee McKenzie?
Yes.
Wonderful. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, the question is on the motion to appoint Trustee Martin, the current chair of the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee, to serve another term on the executive committee. All in, we'll vote by roll call. Thank you.
All right. Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Kerbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker. Yes. All right, the motion is approved. Congratulations. I also appoint Trustee Corbell to the current chair of the Finance and Budget Committee to serve a 2-year term as the executive committee, on the executive committee. And Trustee Corbell has demonstrated an effective leadership in chairing the Finance and Budget Committee. He has taught us the deep dive, and he has done it quite well. Thank you for that. And a committee that has taken up very much important financial issues and matters over the last 2 years. And so with Trustee Corbell's perspective, in addition to the executive committee, all committee chairs would serve on the executive committee. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote.
What are the questions on the motion?
Yes, the motion is on, the question is on the motion to appoint Trustee Corbell, the current chair of the Finance and Budget Committee, to serve a 2-year term on the executive committee. At this time, we'll have a roll call vote.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Kerbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
Trustee Seckman,
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Congratulations. What an awesome team we have here. It's really awesome, so appreciate it. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the reappointment of the audit committee members. And pursuant to the board's committees, to the board's policy and state law, the board established an audit committee in 2017. I selected the following trustees to serve in the inaugural audit committee, subject to the board approval: Trustee Deborah Cole, Trustee Obie McKenzie, Trustee Edith Peterson Mitchell, and the audit committee members served a 2-year term to ensure compliance with state law and the board audit committee charter. The board must approve the audit committee members. I am recommending the reappointment of the current members of the audit committee to serve another 2-year term on the audit committee. These individuals have served admirably and carried out the important audit and oversight role during their first term on the audit committee. So I move to appoint Trustee Deborah Cole, Trustee Obie McKenzie, Trustee Edith Peterson Mitchell to serve on the audit committee for another 2-year term. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to appoint Trustee Deborah Cole, Trustee Obie McKenzie, Trustee Edith Peterson Mitchell to serve on the audit committee for another 2-year term. We'll have a roll call vote.
Trustee Cole,
Yes.
Trustee Krabill,
Yes.
Trustee Freeman,
Yes.
Trustee Lewis,
Yes.
Trustee Martin,
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
Trustee Seckman,
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Congratulations. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the reappointment of the audit committee chair. Pursuant to the board's committees on the board policy and state law, the board established an audit committee. The board has approved the composition of the audit committee, and I have selected Trustee Cole to continue to chair the audit committee. Subject to board approval, the audit committee chair shall serve a 1-year term. To ensure compliance with state law and the board audit committee charter, the board must approve the audit committee chair. So I am recommending the reappointment of Trustee Cole to serve another 1-year term as chair of the audit committee. And Trustee Cole has been a committed and effective chair of this very important audit committee. I move to appoint Trustee Cole to serve as chair of the audit committee for another 1-year term. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to appoint Trustee Cole to serve as chair of the audit committee for another 1-year term. Roll call vote.
Trustee Cole,
Yes.
Trustee Krabill,
Yes.
Trustee Freeman,
Yes.
Trustee Lewis,
Yes.
Trustee Martin,
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
Trustee Seckman,
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Congratulations again. The next item on the agenda is the appointment of the student trustee. Pursuant to the Focus Act, Tennessee State University students shall serve as a non-voting student member of the board. The board shall appoint the non-voting student member to serve a term of 1 year. The Focus Act does not prohibit a student member to serve more than a 1-year term. In March 2018, the board approved the president's recommendation to appoint Trustee Simpson to serve as the student trustee for the 2018-2019 fiscal year. I'm preparing for the board's appointment of student trustee for the 2019-2020 fiscal year, because she is that extraordinary. Then pursuant to the institution's student trustee recommendations process, Tennessee State University Student Government Association solicited and conducted a preliminary review of the candidates and forwarded 3 candidates for further consideration. The board's secretary and associate vice president for student affairs then met with the finalist candidates and made a recommendation to the president for interviews. President Glover conducted interviews of the recommended candidates, and at the conclusion of the recommendation process, President Glover decided to recommend the reappointment of Ms. Braxton Simpson to serve another term as the student trustee. Ms. Simpson has served admirably and productively as a member of the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee, has attended many other board committee meetings, and has been an active voice in addressing academic affairs and student affair committee agenda items, as well as agenda items for other board committees from a student perspective. So I move to reappoint Trustee Simpson to serve another 1-year term as student trustee of the TSU Board of Trustees. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to reappoint Trustee Simpson to serve another one-year term as student trustee on the TSU Board of Trustees. There will be a roll call vote.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
yes,
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Segment.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
The next item on our agenda is the Audit Committee report. The Chair recognizes the Audit Committee Chair, Trustee Cole, who will report the actions and other items from today's Audit Committee meeting. Trustee Cole.
The Audit Committee met today to take action on 2 items, receive reports on and discuss 2 other items, and also voted to go into executive session to discuss items deemed confidential under the state law. The Audit Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the February 21, 2019 Audit Committee meeting minutes and the approval of the Internal Audit Office's fiscal year 2019-2020 audit plan. The committee also received reports on the Audit Office's audit activities and the Audit Office's internal quality assessment from Internal Audit Director Davis. As I stated, the Audit Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the minutes of the February 21, 2019 Audit Committee meeting. You have in your June 13, 2019 board material the minutes for the February 21, 2019 Audit Committee meeting. On behalf of the Audit Committee, I move to approve the minutes of the February 21, 2019 Audit Committee meeting as contained in the board material for June 13, 2019 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the minutes of the February 21st, 2019 Audit Committee meeting as contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. There'll be a roll call vote.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
yes,
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Segment.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
As I stated, the Audit Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the Internal Audit's fiscal year 2019-2010 audit plan as contained in the board meeting material for the June 13, 2019 board meeting. On behalf of the Audit Committee, I move to approve the Office of the Internal Audit's fiscal year 2019-2020 audit plan as contained in the board material for the June 13, 2019 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the Office of Internal Audit fiscal year 2019-2020 audit plan as contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
yes,
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Segment.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
Chair Walker, that concludes the audit report.
Thank you so much, Trustee Cole and other members of the Audit Committee for your service to the Audit Committee work. The next item on the agenda is the Finance and Budget Committee report. The Chair recognizes the Finance and Budget Committee Chair, Trustee Corbill, who will report the actions and information items of today's Finance Budget Committee meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had a very busy agenda today. We had actually 7 items for approval. This is the busy month where we have several things to approve, not just the minutes, but also the 2019-2020 tuition and mandatory fee increase and approval of institutional budgets. We also approved and we'll be recommending to the full board in a minute here the compensation plan for 2019-2020, the approval of a revised accounts receivable policy, and then finally the approval of the fiscal 2019-20 capital construction plan. In addition to all of that, we also had President Glover and her team provide reports on several items, including the institution's composite financial index, as well as a financial report related to operational issues that Dr. Glover gave us. And then finally, some very important and very good and uplifting information on some enrollment that we were able to be shared with a great report. So as I stated earlier, the Finance and Budget Committee met today, and we voted to recommend to the full board the minutes of the February 21st, 2019 Finance and Budget Committee. So on behalf of the Budget and Finance Committee, I move that we approve those minutes as contained in your board materials today.
All right. Any discussion? I hear it now. The question is on the motion to approve the minutes for the February 21st, 2019 Finance and Budget Committee meeting. It's contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
The Finance and Budget Committee also voted to recommend to the full board approval of the fiscal year 2019-20 tuition and mandatory fee increase of 2.19%. You have in your June 13th materials today information for this agenda item. Please note that in accordance with the Tennessee Tuition Transparency and Accountability Act and Board Policy 006, the proposed fee increase was posted to the board website 15 days in advance prior to this meeting, so that members of the public and the university community were given the opportunity to submit comments on the tuition and fee proposed increase. The Finance and Budget Committee considered the appropriate factors. It's set forth in the board policy 006 and recommending to the full board the approval of the proposed 2.19% increase in tuition and mandatory fees. So on the behalf of the Finance and Budget Committee, I move that we approve the fiscal year 2019-2020 tuition and mandatory fee increase of 2.19% as contained in your board materials.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. The question is on the motion to approve the fiscal year 2019-2020 tuition and mandatory fee increase of 2.19%. It's contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Pursuant to the board's bylaws, this agenda item requires a roll call vote, and so therefore, we shall have it.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
The Finance and Budget Committee also voted to recommend to the board the approval of the institutional budgets, which will reflect an estimated budget for fiscal year 2018-19, and that is again an estimate for the year that we're currently in, as well as a proposed budget for fiscal year 2019-2020. You have in your materials that information. Before I make the recommendation, I want to thank Mr. Horace Chase and the finance group, as well as Dr. Glover. I will tell you this was a very productive and a very robust discussion today, and I think we've made a lot of progress when we're looking at a conservative approach to our next year's budget. So on behalf of the Budget and Finance Committee, I move to approve the institutional budgets that are contained in your materials.
All right, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the institutional budgets that's contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Pursuant to the board's bylaws, this requires a roll call vote. Secretary Pender, call roll.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
All right, we're keeping going here. So as noted earlier, the Finance and Budget Committee voted to recommend to the full board approval of the institution's fiscal year 2019-2020 compensation plan. So those materials are also in your board materials today. So on behalf of the Finance and Budget Committee, I move that we approve the institution's fiscal year 2019-20 compensation plan, again, with the materials that you have in your packet.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the institution's fiscal year 2019-2020 compensation plan as contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019. This requires a roll call vote. Secretary Pender, please call the roll.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
The committee also voted to recommend to the full board approval of the institution's revised accounts receivable policy. Those materials and that revised policy are also in your board materials today. So on behalf of the Finance and Budget Committee, I move that we approve the institution's revised accounts receivable policy.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the institution revised account receivable policy as contained in the board materials for June 13th, 2019. This requires a roll call vote.
Trustee Cole?
Yes.
Trustee Corbill?
Yes.
Trustee Freeman?
Yes.
Trustee Lewis?
Yes.
Trustee Martin?
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie?
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell?
Yes.
Trustee Segman?
Yes.
Trustee Walker?
Yes. Motion is approved.
In its final action today, our committee, the Finance and Budget Committee, voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the institution's fiscal year 2019-2020 capital construction plan. Again, those materials are in your board packet. So on behalf of the Finance and Budget Committee, I move that we approve the institution's fiscal 2019-2020 capital construction plan.
All right, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the institution's fiscal year 2019-2020 capital construction plan as contained in the board materials of June 13, 2019. This requires a roll call vote. Secretary Pilgrim, please call the roll.
Trustee Cole?
Yes.
Trustee Corbill?
Yes.
Trustee Freeman?
Yes.
Trustee Lewis?
Yes.
Trustee Martin?
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie?
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell?
Yes.
Trustee Segman?
Yes.
Trustee Walker?
Yes. Motion is approved.
Chair Walker, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The next item on the agenda is the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee report. The chair recognizes the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Chair, Trustee Martin, to report out the actions, items, and other items from today's Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee meeting. Trustee Martin.
Thank you, Chair Walker. The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee met today to consider and vote on 9 agenda items and receive information on 5 other items. The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the February 21st, 2019 Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee meeting minutes, the approval of the 2018-2019 tenure and promotion recommendations, the approval of an off-campus dual enrollment academic program with Clarksville Montgomery County School Systems, and the approval of a curriculum modification for the PhD program in engineering. The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of an academic program name change involving the Aeronautical and Industrial Technology program in the College of Engineering, the approval of off-campus academic program sites at Motlow Community College and Nashville State Community College, the approval of a new online graduate certificate program for online educational technology leadership, the approval of the inactivation of the School of Psychology, concentration of the MS School of Psychology program, and the approval of a name change in the eligibility requirements for the 250-mile radius tuition rate program. In addition to the action items, the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee received reports on SAC's 10 years reaffirmation review, faculty's retention, academic affairs, and the academic calendar and student affairs. As I stated earlier, the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the minutes of the February 21st, 2019 Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee meeting, and the minutes are contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. On behalf of the Academic Affairs Committee, I move to approve the minutes of the February 21st, 2019 Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee meeting as contained in your board materials today.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the minutes of the February 21st, 2019 Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee meeting. It's contained in the board materials for June 13th, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote.
Trustee Cole?
Yes.
Trustee Corbill?
Yes.
Trustee Freeman?
Yes.
Trustee Lewis?
Yes.
Trustee Martin?
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie?
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell?
Yes.
Trustee Segman?
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the 2018-2019 tenure and promotion recommendation. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in the board materials today as well. On behalf of the Academic Affairs Committee, I move to approve the 2018-2019 tenure and promotion recommendations as contained in the board materials for the June 13, 2019 board meeting.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the 2018-2019 tenure and promotion recommendations as contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell. Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of an off-campus dual enrollment academic program with Clarksville Montgomery County School Systems. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in your board materials today. On behalf of the Academic Affairs Committee, I move to approve the off-campus dual enrollment academic program with Clarksville Montgomery County School Systems as contained in the board materials for the June 13, 2019 board meeting.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the off-campus dual enrollment academic program with Clarksville Montgomery County School System. It's contained in the board materials for the June 13, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of a curriculum modification for PhD program in engineering. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in your board materials today. On behalf of the Academic Affairs Committee, I move to approve the curriculum modification for the PhD program in engineering as contained in board materials for the June 13, 2019 board meeting.
Is there a second? Okay. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the curriculum modification for the PhD program in engineering. It's contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis. Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of an academic program name change involving the Aeronautical and Industrial Technology program in the College of Engineering. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in your materials today. On behalf of the Academic Affairs Committee, I move to approve the academic program name change involving the Aeronautical and Industrial Technology program in the College of Engineering as contained in the board materials for the June 13, 2019 board meeting.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the academic program name change involving the Aeronautical and Industrial Technology program in the College of Engineering. It's contained in the board materials for June 13th, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. All right, motion is approved.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of off-campus academic program sites at Motlow State Community College and Nashville State Community College. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in your board materials today. On behalf of the Academic Affairs Committee, I move to approve the off-campus academic program sites at Motlow State Community College and Nashville State Community College as pertained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. The question is on the motion to approve the off-campus academic program sites for Martlow State Community College and Nashville State Community College as contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Kerbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of a new online graduate certificate academic program for educational technology leadership. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in your board materials today. On behalf of the Academic Affairs Committee, I move to approve the new online graduate certificate academic program for educational technology leadership as contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the new online graduate certificate academic program for educational technology leadership contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Kerbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the inactivation of the School of Psychology concentration of the MS School of Psychology program. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in your board materials today. On behalf of the Academic Affairs Committee, I move to approve the inactivation of the School of Psychology concentration of the MS School of Psychology program as contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the inactivation of the School of Psychology concentration in the MS School of Psychology program as contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Kerbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. Motion is approved.
As his final vote on an action item, the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the change in eligibility requirements for the 250-mile radius tuition rate program to add the modified language in the June 13, 2019 board materials as currently eligible requirements. On behalf of the Academic Affairs Committee, I move to approve the change in eligibility requirements for the 250-mile radius tuition rate to add to the modified language in the June 13, 2019 board materials to the current eligibility requirements.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve a change in eligibility requirements for the 250-mile radius tuition rate to add and modify language in the June 13, 2019 board materials to the current eligibility requirements. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Kerbill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes, motion is approved.
Chair Walker, that concludes the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee report.
Thank you, Trustee Martin, and the other members of the Academic Affairs, Student Affairs Committee for your continued service in this very, very important area. The next item on the agenda is Executive Committee report, and as Chair of the Board and Chair of the Executive Committee, I'll report the actions and information items from today's Executive Committee meeting. The Executive Committee met today to discuss and vote on 3 committee agenda items. The committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of February 21st, 2019 Executive Committee meeting minutes, approval of the amendment to Article 3 of the board's bylaws, and the approval of an amendment to Article 7 of the board's bylaws. The Executive Committee also heard reports on board committee assignments, and the President's annual performance review process, and the report from Secretary Pendleton. As I stated, the Executive Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the minutes of the February 21st, 2019 Executive Committee meeting. And the Executive Committee minutes are contained in the board materials for the June 13th, 2019 board meeting. On behalf of the Executive Committee, I move to approve the minutes of the February 21st, 2019 Executive Committee meeting as contained in the board materials for June 13th, 2019 board meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the minutes of the February 21st, 2019 Executive Committee meeting as contained in the board materials for the June 13th, 2019 board meeting. A roll call vote, please, Mr. Pendleton.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Krabill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Segman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes, motion is approved. As I stated earlier, the Executive Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the amendment of Article 3 of the board's bylaws. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in the board materials for the June 13, 2019 board meeting. On behalf of the Executive Committee, I move to approve the amendment to Article 3 of the board's bylaws as contained in the board materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the amendment of Article 3 of the board's bylaws contained in the board materials of June 13, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Krabill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Segman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes, the motion is approved. All right, the Executive Committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of an amendment of Article 7 of the board's bylaws. And information pertaining to this agenda item is in the board materials for June 13th, 2019 board meeting. On behalf of the Executive Committee, I move to approve the amendment of Article 7 of the board's bylaws as contained in the board materials for June 13th, 2019 board meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the amendment of Article 7 of the board's bylaws and contained in the board's materials for June 13, 2019 board meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Krabill.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Segman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. All right, the motion is approved, and this concludes the Executive Committee report. The next item on the agenda is the President's update on the State Building Commission approved construction projects. The materials of this report items are included in your board materials for today's board meeting. The Chair recognizes President Glover, who will provide information on or appoint her designee to report on this agenda item. President Glover.
Thank you, Chair Walker. I'm asking Chief of Staff, Dr. Curtis Johnson, to provide this report.
Dr. Johnson.
Good afternoon.
To the chair and trustee board members, university was given a challenge to provide 2 new residence halls for its students living on campus to improve the recruitment, improve the retention, and provide a better atmosphere for the students. We took that challenge and we created a facility, a 700-bed facility, to accommodate those students. Top. Factoring in the location of this particular facility, the needs of the students, we had a number of listening sessions with the students, with the residence life staff, with the student affairs staff, and we want to propose this facility that will go before the State Building Commission. Okay, go back one, thank you. There you go, right there. The first floor of this facility will have dining facility, a convenience store, lounge space, offices, and computer labs. All of that will be available on the first floor of this particular facility with the capable and flexible instructional space. and that space is designated for multipurpose usage by the residents of that facility to accommodate up to 600 persons. Okay. The second floor of this facility, you will see each floor will have a lounge, two-seat salon, two-seat barbershop, and a kitchenette. And the mix of this facility will be 13 single units, 201 double units, 59 two-bedroom semi-suites, 8 four-bedroom single apartments, and 17 RA to accommodate the 700 residents. We're targeting, and we're on target with the design thus far, 214,000 square feet. Okay, and this is an area view of the facility. We're still working on the landscaping. Okay, and this facility will have 3 outside courtyards available for the students to use. Okay. Okay. Any questions?
Thank you. Thank you so much, and quite promising and amazing. So it really is. Absolutely. The next item on the agenda is the President's report, and the Chair recognizes President Glover, who will provide a report on this agenda item. President Glover.
Thank you, Chairman Walker, and to the Board of Trustees, all of you. I am honored to present this President's report to the TSU Board of Trustees. We've had a good year. We're not without our challenges, but I can assure you that we are laser focused on the challenges that lie ahead of us, and with our strategic planning and our aggressive plan of how we're going to go forward, we will continue to move forward. I appreciate your support. So today we will have just, this is the agenda. Let's go to the next one. The overall summary: we're in a strong position academically, financially, and operationally. The student experience is great from all aspects of the students. They're excelling at different as they go through the system. We go through enrollment now. Last fall, we measure enrollment from fall to fall. Last fall we had 7,780. This year the goal is 8,000 students. The focus has been on recruiting talented students who will have a chance and more support as they move through the system. Just a word on our GPA. It's continuing to improve under our new academic standards. As you can see, 2016 we have 2.8. 2017 we really started working with our new admission standards. We're at 3.07 for the first year students and 3.1 for last fall. This year we haven't really calculated yet because school has not started. You're going just a little too fast for me. If you can go back to the next one. Now, for the ACT, we're still climbing ACT. We need to do we want to go a little bit higher than that, of course. But you can see we've gone from 17.9 to 18.7, and then last year we were 18.9, which is really not good enough, but we're climbing now. So just a word on the academics of our students. For last fall, we had over 2,300 students who made the dean's list, and then 353 students had a 4.0 GPA for the last fall semester. And then for this spring semester, still over 2,000 students on the dean's list and 181 with a 4.0 GPA. So we thought that was worth mentioning to you today. And then the graduation, as you can see, we'll have an uptick in our graduations. It's just to give you the number of students who graduated over the last year. We have a total from the summer, fall, and spring. We put them together because as of May, that cuts off, and then we have the summer graduates, then the December graduates, then the May graduates. So that total was 1,600 students, 1,614 who graduated. If you look at that, it's broken down by the spring, we had 879 graduates. Then last fall, we had 563, and last summer, 172. Now for the incoming freshmen for this year, so far we have 1,450 students have signed an intent to enroll for this fall. So of that, of those 4,456 have been admitted for the fall, but 1,451 have signed an intent that they actually are planning to come to TSU. And then 383 of those students have GPAs of 3.5 or above. So that's 26% have 3.5 or above, and then 5.3% of those have a straight 4.0 GPA out of high school. Then I want to show you those 63% have a 3.0 or better. So we're raising the standards. We're trying to raise the academic profile of the school. We put in a new process this year for students to have an intent to enroll, to let us be able to count better, project better how many students we think we will have in the fall. We have some recruitment methodologies that we went over this morning in the meeting. You've heard many of them before, but I just started with the one that made a lot of national news. It wasn't really much intended for that, but it made a lot of national news when the Tupac Mosley, the valedictorian of Raleigh Egypt High School, with a 4.3 GPA, 31 ACT, and have got accepted to 44 colleges and universities, and part of why he experienced a period of homelessness. So we're just glad that he chose TSU. We were down there and met with him, brought him back to Nashville. It was just a wonderful meeting with him and friends. Most of his friends who were three of his friends who were in high-level positions in school decided to come to TSU also because of him. So that was a very good day for us. We're still recruiting very heavily by going through the high schools and meeting with the counselors, the principals, and we're focusing highly on the 3.0 or higher students, even though everybody we admit won't have a 3.0, but we're really focusing in on raising our academic profile and admitting students that really have a higher GPA. Let's go to the next one. We have several retention and completion initiatives. Most recently, we had our Maymester, but we also have extreme spring break where students take class during spring break. They take classes during a 3-week period for Maymester. Then those who do well can go to Sensational Summer for free. Then there's some other methodologies, block scheduling, more counseling, more advisor, Tiger Alert, degree maps, reworks. We have several retention programs because we know that enrollment is a function of both recruitment and retention. And retention is based largely on advising and other processes we have in place. Now moving on to the finance and budget. The financial position of TSU, tell you, is solid. Our revenues are budgeted with no expected increase. We just did a flat budget, and we have our expenses under control. Our composite financial index is 2.23. The average of all the LGIs is 2.24. So we're right in that average. And then, as you probably know, the composite financial index measures the financial health of universities and colleges, of institutions. It's widely used throughout higher education. And their information comes from audited financial statements. We're still seeking more funds for scholarship dollars for our students, both need-based and merit-based scholarships we're seeking and need we're seeking. So we're constantly pursuing other partnerships, other collaborations with foundations, with corporations to assist us. I just put in parentheses Apple and Amazon, our latest ones from the Fortune 500 that we've been seeking. So we're just trying to, across the board, that we have a process that we have in place called Complete the Finish Line. Dollars we need to assist students to graduate. And then we're just developing just a real aggressive plan for generating funds. We're looking for state funds and federal funds and other sources, and we've done well in that regard. And so the impact on students who don't get scholarships, who can't return for financial reasons, it affects our completion rates, it affects our revenue base, it affects the student debt that they incur. They come to school and start borrowing money, and then they don't finish. We had a meeting yesterday, and we just kind of discussed that it's a myth that we leave college owing a lot of debt. The average debt that we went around the table with the presidents, it was in the 20s, 20,000. It wasn't like the 100,000 we hear across the board. It just wasn't like that. We tell students, we want you to borrow money if you need to, but we're here to help you manage how much you borrow, because the only way not to go to school in many cases is you have to either be born on the right side of the track, or you have to borrow money. So we don't tell students not to borrow money, but we do tell them, let us help you in managing the amount of money that you do borrow. So in budget and finance, the governor, we recommended $44.6 million in its budget. That's appropriation for TSU. We had a good year in the budget this year. We had over $2 million in recurring funds for students, for student growth, to increase their progression rate and to support our mission of getting students through school. We have a $2 million that the governor and others lobbied the governor. The governor is really working hard with TSU to show his commitment to TSU, and we appreciate that. So we got a $2 million amount for non-recurring. It's non-recurring, but it's a grant to help students who are having a hard time staying in school. It's for retention, so highly qualified students can now, we can reach out to them and say you can come back to TSU. If you stopped out for a moment, you can come back to TSU. So we're very appreciative of that. And then we have some funds too for our new food and agricultural research areas. And then we have some other areas that were in the budget for our agricultural units. 1.4 for our nursery, that's recurring. Then we have another $500,000 for McMinnville. We know that McMinnville, a lot is going on out there. There's a new focus, well, an expanded focus of ours. And then we had another $3.6 million for the Institute of Agricultural and Environmental Research. Then $3.6 million for cooperative extension. We're doing a lot with our extension work. And then we're almost $199,000 for forestry research. Then the capital appropriations, well, we have $16 million that that's been noted. Hasn't been approved yet, it's just noted, and we're working on that. Let's go to the next one. The Farm Bill, I said earlier, but it's worth repeating that we did well in the Farm Bill. There are new centers of excellence that we're still waiting for the president. Well, actually, the Secretary of Agriculture is going to name, and we're hoping to be one of those centers of excellence. They say a minimum of 3, so we're looking at that. Dr. Redis was in Washington yesterday at the USDA meeting, so we're trying to leverage all of our possibilities and get to be one of those centers of excellence. And then there's $2 million at each of the 1890s. I think that the HBCUs, there are 19 that are, there are 19 HBCUs that are land grant, and so each one should receive a little over $2 million. And we hopefully be sometime during this academic year. The funds may not actually hit our books until the following year, though. And then there was the last part of the Farm Bill, was we're asking states to report to Congress how much funding that they're providing to the HBCUs, because there's been many complaints from several HBCUs that they're not getting their matching money from the states. So this bill is asking all the states to report to Congress the funding they're being given, not just HBCUs, but to all the schools. But this was the Congressional Black Caucus way of getting a report on how much HBCUs were getting. And then the last one was the hemp research. This bill legalized industrial hemp and to make hemp producers eligible for the federal corporate insurance program. So TSU was one of the 2 schools that were mentioned in the media about hemp in this regard. Let's go to our Carnegie classification. We went over this before, but it was worth repeating again that we're R2 doctoral university. The R1s, we're R1 doctoral university. That's the highest. We're number 2, which is the second. Means higher. And R3 is moderate research. And then the highest research activity, University of Tennessee at Knoxville and Vanderbilt in our area. R2, of course, are those 4 in alphabetical order. ETSU, they all have the same rating, and TSU, Tennessee Tech, University of Memphis. Then the R3, you can see the Belmont and Lipscomb and MCSU and UT Chattanooga, et cetera. Those are the ones in the R3 category. So, and it's a significant achievement for us to be in the R2 category, because there are 10 others that are in this category. You can see that list of HBCUs, 10 other HBCUs in this R2 classification. And the safety and security, excuse me, I think there was a chart missing on the NIFA about the agricultural dollars. If you can look at that, we'll go through this and we'll come back to it. There's another chart another statement I want to make. I didn't see the chart, but before we go to campus safety and security, TSU has become the most comprehensive university at USDA as far as getting research dollars. And so it should be in here, but it's not. I'm going to make sure I don't forget that thought. Campus safety, we really just doing much better in campus safety. We have identified some improvements there. We've reduced crime. Despite the increase in crime in the city of Nashville, we've decreased the crime on our campus. And our decrease in crime was greater than all the universities in the state. That's per TBI. We had the highest decrease in our crime, level of crime. And we increased our police visibility. We hired more police, more security officers. We've started our Tiger Patrol. We enhanced that. The Student Safety Patrol, where students are engaged and participate in the safe campus of TSU. Then we have reintroduced the Bike Patrol, where for the policemen. And then there's additional lighting that's been installed. LED lights have replaced some of the older lighting, so that's another safety enhancement. We just continue to improve the whole campus perimeter and our access points. Okay. Now let's go to grants, research, and institutional advancement. We've gotten as high as 52. For last year, we were 52.8 million. This year, our goal was 50 million. I'm not sure if we're gonna. Well, we won't know until the end of June where we are on that. But I can tell you that TSU ranks in the top 5 HBCUs in receiving research funding. Oh, this is the one I was looking for. Thank you. This is from at USDA. This is their chart, so it's not as easy to read. But over in the left-hand corner, the biggest conglomerate goes to TSU. Go to the next one. It has it in writing. It just shows it has very large portfolios, large, medium size, and small. As you can see, TSU has the largest portfolio now within NIFA at USDA. I thought that was quite significant for the board to know and for you to know that TSU now has outdone A&T, which had the highest number, and then Alabama A&M. And so we're in the very large category, largely because we're a land grant and also because of the prolific research that's being done by the faculty and the grants that are being written. In large portfolios, you can see the other schools and the other medium size and small stuff. But it was worth mentioning when I got the call that TSU had now exceeded all the other HBCUs in the amount of research funding that has been received. We constantly say we're in the top 5, but now we've gotten to the #1 position. So this is sort of just showing that same conglomeration that came from, again, these are the charts that came from USDA. Okay, now let's go to our endowment. Endowment has reached 60 million. There's another milestone for us. It's still not where we want it to be, but it's growing. So this is at the end of June. I mean, not the end of June yet, June 12th. And so we'll see how the market does and how we do by the end of the month. But right now, it's been climbing because it's managed well and it's invested well. Just so you can see where we rank in HBCU endowments. Of course, Howard has the highest, and then Spelman and Hampton. You can see we're number 10 in our HBCU endowments. Again, it's not enough, but it's growing. Student activities, we just continue to provide just good service to the students, robust service to our students. They've been in our organizational activities. They've become more active on campus. We launched our Leadership TSU, that's sponsored by FedEx. That's been a real big hit. And then some of the organizational risk credit bands, as you probably saw that, participate in NFL draft. They made 2 appearances on national TV. I was telling them we were down there with them on the red carpet. We were just dancing with them, moving with them. And the person next to me said, "You must be the choreographer." So by then I was too embarrassed to say, "No, I'm the university president." So I just smiled and kept dancing. So, and then the New Dimensions Gospel Choir, they've been featured on BET's hit gospel show, Sunday Best. They're being featured that they filmed at Tyler Perry's studio in Atlanta. And they also went throughout Europe singing. They met the Pope. They're just really doing well. In the Collegiate Police Academy won HBCU Digest Award for Best Student Organization. So we just continue. Then, of course, the Career Development Center, worth mentioning how we strengthened that one. And then we enhanced our MEA mentoring program. So student activity is really on the ball, and we're really excited about the student involvement and student participation. And finally, our construction schedule. You saw the beautiful residence halls that Dr. Johnson just presented. That last column shows completion date. We're hoping to be completed by 7/31/2021, 2 years from now. Health Science Building, as you walked in, it was on the screen. You can see it in real time, being all that's going on in that building. That should be done by this time next year. We're hopeful that should be finished. And then we got the Food Science Building, the Gateway Entrance, and the Alumni House and Welcome Center. We don't have the date for that to be completed, those be completed yet, but we're moving on those. So that is the update, the President's report, and I thank you all very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam President. And of course, we are again encouraged by the report, and it's incredibly revealing on so many levels. And thank you again for the work that you do. In closing, I do want to again thank this board for your service. We recognize that this is beginning the year 3 for us, and the first 2 years were very, very, very good in terms of us learning and understanding the backside of what was going on, and to work alongside the vision of this president, and to see her staff and folks in the cabinet working very diligently to facilitate the manifestation of this vision. And what I am encouraged by is certainly the future of TSU. We are here serving, and make no mistake about it, this board is power-packed. I mean, I am the least of these. Around this table are folks who have extraordinary expertise in every area. We've had moments where we've had questions, and we've just pointed to the expert at the table. And to that end, that is a benefit to Tennessee State University for having around this table some of the most extraordinary movers and shakers, not only in this city, but around the world. And I think that deserves an applause for this board. Yes. We hope to stay together as a board. We're getting so much done, and we feel that the synergy is coming together now, and we feel good about the work that we're doing. I'm very impressed with to Chief Robinson and the work you're doing with the police. It's extraordinary, sir. Thank you so much. And Dr. Chase, the fiscal responsibility and the stuff that you're doing is amazing. And I appreciate that. Particularly in this climate, it's just important to know that the oversight and things are moving in the right direction, and the work you've done, we have not lost sight of that. In our committee meetings, we're taking deep dives.
Hello.
And what you
there
see.
Doesn't appear to be any activity in this meeting.
You know, that reminds me.
If you would like to stay on the
Yes.
line until others join, please press 1. If not, I'll end the meeting.
Yeah, it just reminded me of that moment there. Just reminded me of a husband saying to his what's the Facebook guy? What's his name? Facebook owner. Zuckerberg, yeah. So husband whispers in his house, and the wife says, "Why are you whispering?" He says, "Well, I don't want Mark Zuckerberg to hear everything we're saying." And the wife laughs, and he laughs, and Siri laughs, and Alexa laughs. So there we have it. But as I was stating earlier, again, thank you all so much and for the work that you do, and we appreciate that, and we certainly appreciate the work that this president is doing, and we again pledge our support for the work that she does. I quote the great Aristotle in my closing: "Excellence is never an accident; it's always a result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. And it represents a wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny." Unquote. Is there? No, you're very kind. Is there no additional business before us, that segment?
Yeah, I'd like to thank TSU faculty.
Yes.
With this opportunity, I'd like to express that I'm honored to be nominated and elected by TSU faculty for another 2-year term as a member of TSU Board of Trustees. I truly appreciate all TSU faculty and faculty senate for their overwhelming support behind me. I have done my very best to provide an internal look of the university for the board for the first 2 years, and I will continue work very hard for the greater good of Tennessee State University in the next 2 years. Thank you again.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any other business before us?
Yes. Yes, so last year when I applied for the position, I had 4 goals that encompassed just guiding the integrity of the position as it evolved by being visible, being accessible, and being able to effectively listen to students and faculty and be able to express that to the board. So I'm really excited for this opportunity to have another term, and thank you for the appointment.
Thank you. All right, there's no additional business before us.
What is it?
They're bringing us dessert.
Our dessert from
Isn't that wonderful? All right, I'm going to move for our adjournment of our. All right, so move is. The questions on the motion to adjourn our meeting. All those. Let's have a roll call vote.
One final one.
One final one.
Trustee Cole.
Yes.
Trustee Corbell.
Yes.
Trustee Freeman.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Mitchell.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Trustee Walker.
Yes. We are adjourned. Thank you all so much.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.